benevolent baker. Right from the launch, Cherry on Top has been an instant hit with the public. Swarna Annamalai, the brain behind this startup, perhaps, had this Midas touch in her. Her Cherry on Top, spread in and around Salem, is a well-known bakery for its delicious products and innovative presentation. Like a cherry on top of an ice cream or a cake, our Nagarathar star, Swarna Annamalai, 33, is always cheerful about life. When Cherry on Top was started, Swarna was in her baby steps as an entrepreneur. Though born and also married into a very successful entrepreneurial family, Swarna was more of a public relations person. Before she decided to venture into the food industry, she knew nothing about how to run a kitchen in a restaurant or a successful bakery. But her passion for cooking and her high ambitions made her a successful entrepreneur that she is today. Starting a restaurant happened by accident. I have always had a passion for cooking, but never imagined that I would open a restaurant, says Swarna. Cascade is one of the most popular and well-received Chinese restaurants in Salem. With success stories of dessert festivals, Swarna now owns the Salem franchise of Cascade. Her own brand Cherry on Top, the most sought-after bakery for wedding and birthday cakes in Salem, will soon open in E-Road, and in the next decade will become a chain spreading its wings in Tamil Nadu. Swarna and her husband Nagappan were looking to launch a restaurant for one of their friends, but it did not materialize, and as destiny would have it, the couple decided to start it for themselves. It so happened that her first project was taking up a franchise, and this is how Cascade, the Chinese restaurant, happened in Salem. For a city which still hasn't eschewed its conservativeness, Swarna was bold enough to serve Chinese cuisine on a platter. The delicious, freshly cooked fish curry and many other veg and non-veg dishes, and innovation through thematic dinners made her restaurant an instant hit with the dining population. But things did not come easy to her. Just being passionate did not work. She had to learn the management lessons and the tricks of the trade the hard way. Administration and running a kitchen were unfamiliar to me, she says. But a helping hand from her husband Nagappan and her mother-in-law Nachamai Nagappan were always there to support her in her entrepreneurial journey. It took 6 months for her to set up the whole place, including trial runs of food and hiring and training staff. During these tough times, her husband and her father Annamalai stood by her. Though having everything in place, fear of failure haunted her. And this was when her mother stood by her, giving all the moral and emotional support. Interestingly, Swarna's rapid rise has not changed her way of life. She doesn't believe in jewelry, flashy cars and brands. She plows back whatever revenue she generates. It took her 6 months to learn to run the kitchen without any hiccups. Her only goal being customer satisfaction and consistent quality food. It was challenging. With a male-dominated working environment, it was hard to break through the prejudices and prove to everyone that I meant business, she explains. But in time, she grew accustomed to her new role. I have always believed in a very friendly and egalitarian working environment and being easily approachable to my staffs for any grievances. After a year of serving Chinese food, Swarna chose to expand further, this time more of a Western Indian fusion concept. She had the idea for a bakery and confectionery. With prior entrepreneurial experience, it was easier to set up the bakery. Her strategy was simple: identify current trends and innovate with delicious recipes. But here, she ensured that the delicacies are workable ideas that can be sustained and replicated. It was an exciting time for me, she recalls. With bread and bakery products, the mantra is, you stick to a formula and you will not go wrong. And now, 5 years down the line, Swarna is a successful woman entrepreneur in Salem, serving delicacies on a platter. And note, As much as she is an entrepreneur, she is also a homemaker. Success comes only when you balance home and work. My day typically starts with all the household chores. I go to office mid-morning and spend most of the afternoon there, she quips. Her daily routine includes inspecting the products, ensuring staff satisfaction, and developing new products for both Cascade and Cherry on top. And as always, her taste buds are clean. Swarna has developed a knack of getting it right when it comes to correcting a dish in her kitchen. Within 5 years, she is now one of the most successful restaurateurs and bakers in Salem. For her, customer satisfaction stands first. She values the customer reviews on social media and takes them as a positive feedback to improve. At home, she spends quality time with her 2 little daughters, who are at times her critics. Born in Madurai and raised in Chennai, Swarna is a highly ambitious person. Like any other woman in a Nagarathar family, she could have chosen to join her father's leather or textile business, or her husband in his Devi Chit funds, but she chose to tread her own path and convert her passion for food into a business venture. She dedicates all her success to her husband, without whom she couldn't have got this far. IBCN wishes her all the very best.